Welcome to the Chokarella, the podcast room.
Thank you.
It's so great to have you.
Thank you.
Can you just go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Vanecie Delva. I work at Google on the Google Marketing Solutions team. And basically what I do, I'm a strategy lead and I consult small and mid-sized businesses to help them understand how to best grow their business online. So basically I'm a consultant.
Okay.
Simply put.
We met at the Haiti Tech Summit, like opening cocktail that they had. And I don't remember why, but somebody made you say either Chokarella or Chokarella.
Oh my gosh.
And you were rolling your R's.
I know.
And I was just like, okay, so
WTF.
right. I was like, okay, why do you keep rolling your R's? And you're like, I'm from Miami, and I was like, girl, me too. I get it. Okay,
yep, you did say that.
You know, are you Haitian? And you're like, yeah. And then I was just like, okay, so why are you rolling your R's? And then so why don't you tell everybody what you told me thereafter?
So it's so funny because at Google I say I'm a fake Haitian. And I know I shouldn't say that, but sometimes I feel that way.
Right.
So I'm originally from Miami, Florida.
Hey.
Born and raised in the county of Dade, 305.
Okay.
Okay, Cardi B, what's going on here? I'm sure you're gonna edit that part out. So I love it. So I got the exposure through Miami. Like there's a big Latinx population, and of course there's a Haitian population there too. My father is Haitian. Both his mom and dad are Haitian, but he was actually born in the Atlantic Ocean en route to Bahamas.
Oh, you didn't tell me that part. Ah, man, you just added a dimension.
Listen, I'm just telling you. So he actually got exposed to his Haitian culture through his parents, but he was raised in Bahamas, Nassau. So he felt like he was Bahamian.
Right.
And when I was growing up, when people asked me, what are you? My mom, my dad, they would all say, oh, she's Haitian, Bahamian, American. And I didn't really realize that I wasn't, like, there's no Bahamian in my blood.
Right.
And I understand why he says Bahamian because that's what he was exposed to. But he also was exposed to his Haitian side. Right. He just never exposed us to that. Right. And so I have 4 other siblings on my mom's side. They have 5 kids together. Or sorry, 4 kids together and 5 of us total. But on my dad's side, Papa was a Rolling Stone. So I think the count is about 10 or 11 now.
Okay, he was sowing a seed.
He was doing his thing, making sure that everyone is has a
Delva
name.
Okay.
And most of my family members from his actual kids, none of us know Creole. None of us know Creole. I learned Sac Passe Naboulet from a song. You know that song? Sac Passe. I learned it from a song. And when people are like, oh, you're Haitian, I'm like, yeah. And they're like, how do you not know Creole? I'm like, what? I never was taught this. To me, that was normal growing up in the States. So it wasn't until later on in my life that I realized I am missing out on a big part of my culture and upbringing. And even now, I'm married to a British Scottish guy.
Oh my gosh.
White. He's really white. Right.
And that's extra white.
It's so white. Like we did the 23andMe. He's 99% European white. So 20. Yeah. For me, if I don't learn, if I don't own the culture and really understand how to make sure that the next generation at least gets exposure to it, because I got none, then I would just really lose out. And I really feel like most of my friends, they know Creole, they know Spanish, they know French, they know English. Right. I'm not multilingual. And to me, I've always resented my dad a little bit for that.
Really?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Your mother, where's she from?
She's from Miami, Florida as well.
Okay, so like
she's a Yank.
She's a Yank, born and raised.
She don't even know Sac Passe. Yeah, she don't know anything. Yeah, that makes sense, right? If my mom was Haitian, trust me, and believe.
If your mother was Haitian, then we would have
no brainer.
Chokarella would not have been so.
I would have been the host for the show, the whole way. Like literally, I would have turned this thing out. Okay. Yeah, no. And so it's a bad feeling, and I feel like it's my personal responsibility to, even if I don't master the language, to understand the culture, the history, the art, and that's what I'm trying to do at my current employer. Yeah.
So the reason why I wanted to, the reason I was stalking you, all over this resort.
She kind of was.
To come into this podcast. I
feel like a celebrity.
Which you are. Thank you. Everyone's like, oh my God, go Haiti. I'm like, she's right there. And
I appreciate it.
No.
I really do. I really do appreciate it.
So the reason is because I want to start a podcast called My Immigrant Story. And the idea is really to talk about what people's experiences are as immigrants, as the children of immigrants in the United States and abroad. Yeah. And I was just like, oh my gosh, she has to be the first person to speak to, because I found
first
about this issue. Yes,
I love that. Thank you.
Because as an immigration attorney, I'm just like fascinated by people's stories and why they immigrated and things like this. So I'm so happy that you're pretty much my first guest, and this is like a preview of my podcast.
I appreciate it. I love it.
So what did you ever talk to your dad or maybe your grandparents about what that must have been like to have a child in the middle of the ocean? Because that's an extremely dangerous ride.
So my grandparents, and this is another thing, my dad never really exposed us to the Haitian side at all, right? Oh, okay. So even my grandparents, I met them once in Nassau. Oh. And then as I became an adult, like grandparents are old, they passed away. So that history that they know about, like those stories, I can never get that. Right. And my dad, and I ask my mom all the time, like, Mom, why doesn't Dad tell us stories? Why doesn't he talk about his Haitian upbringing or even about anything? Right. And she's like, especially when it comes to his Haitian culture, he's ashamed. That was the first thing she said. Right. And she used to hear him talk and speak Creole to a couple of his siblings, because again, all of them know it. And she asked him, why don't you teach our kids Creole? Yeah. And he said this, and this was so powerful to me. And this is the main reason why I'm so passionate about what we're doing now and how grateful I am to be a part of the Haiti Tech Summit. He said, because I don't want them to be disadvantaged. Wow. I don't want them to have to go through explaining themselves and proving their value and worth. And proving that they do belong. Right. And I grew up in Miami. You did too, right? Oh my gosh. I never identified with being Haitian growing up, but I would see how the kids treated the Haitians. Yes. It was terrible.
Things like that. Yes.
They called them terrible names.
Yeah. Haitian booty scratcher.
Right. Haitian. I was gonna say that. Right. Haitian booty scratcher. Oh, you're poor. And so he knew that, and he'd been in Bahamas for a very long time. And when he got to Miami, he also, that was fortified. So he was like, no, I mean, even though he was in our lives, he just felt like that part of him wasn't worthy enough to pass on. And to me, it's just such a shame. It's such a shame.
So why don't we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
So what was your introduction to Haiti as the actual country? Like, when did you first set foot?
This is going to sound crazy and sad. Last year.
Wow. So
last year,
Haiti Tech Summit.
That was for Haiti Tech Summit, and that was the first real time where I was like, this is an opportunity to, I got the opportunity now. Right. I can go, I can make change and impact. And I'm not trying to say I have all the solutions or our company is coming in to solve problems, but I was like, I am of the diaspora. Yes. And despite not being exposed to it, I really feel like I can change things. Right. And if everything else fails, I am able to instill in my future kids, which I don't have any yet, but instill in my future mixed babies, Scottish, British, Bahamian, Haitian-American, where they came from, that they're from the first Black Republic, and like they have that history that is so powerful, yet the story is untold in a positive way. And that's why I'm leading the narrative, shifting the narrative initiative for my employer right now, because I feel like I didn't get a positive narrative. Yeah. And so to me, it's just so important to pass that on.
So what was that experience actually like? So you get down here, did you drive through? It's crazy. Haiti to get to you drove, right?
Yes.
To get to the
resort.
Yes,
we had a shuttle. Yep.
And how was that experience?
The first experience was just like, what is going on? Because I immediately saw, yes, there's poverty. Yes, there's all these things that every country, by the way, has. But when we got up to the resort, I was like, oh, there are beaches? Oh my gosh, there's this beautiful resort. I literally felt ignorant and embarrassed because I was like, how could I not see the beauty of a nation that has conquered so much because of the lack of exposure for myself and many people of the diaspora and beyond? I felt guilty. Honestly, that's the only word I can describe, and I felt even more empowered and passionate about letting the world know that actually there are so many amazing, brilliant people who are passionate, hardworking, and it's a beautiful country.
Yes.
Like, what? The beach was just, honestly, I think I cried a couple times.
Oh,
I did. I still, this whole summer I've cried.
It's a
lot to take in.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, I think I cried because it's something I missed out on.
Right.
And it's not too late. It's never too late to do something
It's never too late.
Yeah, prioritize.
And, I think that, because you had asked me a couple of days ago, you're like, I don't know if you're laughing at me or laughing with me.
I did.
And I was like, I
did,
just found it so hysterical
Yeah.
that you couldn't say it. But
Yeah.
as soon as you explained to me like what the story
was, yeah.
I completely understood.
Thank
and there's
you.
like
Yeah.
there's and even if it wasn't that story,
Yeah.
there's no judgment to be had, because
Right.
you did grow up in the United States. And
Yes.
I think we get a lot of flack, like as the
Yep.
Haitian diaspora, as the
Yep.
second generation Haitian-Americans or whatever we are.
Yep.
People come at us because we speak English
Right.
so fluently, and
Right.
it's a little bit more difficult for
Right.
some of us to get through Creole. And, for example, I speak Creole, but I think in English.
Oh, okay.
So when you think in English, right,
You're
it's
English
just
first.
much easier
Yeah.
to just flow that way. And
Right.
people will be like, oh, well, why aren't you speaking English,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
I'll do different shows on Chokarella, and then people will be like, oh, well, why does that girl only speak English? And it's not that I only speak English, but
It's the language you're comfortable
it's the language I'm
which you're
comfortable
raised
in.
around, yeah.
And so I think about how much worse it must be for somebody who is Haitian, right?
It's so hard.
Who doesn't actually
Yes.
speak Creole, and how you're probably getting a lot of flack, but it's genuinely not your fault, because if
It's
you're
not.
raised with an American mother, an
Right.
African American mother, what
Yep.
is she to teach you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially
Especially since you said your dad he was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah,
so
in and
safe
out of
to
our lives.
assume, right.
We're not gonna get that
What
structure,
was he
right.
going to teach you?
Right.
And I think it's also interesting when you talk about how your father was actually trying to protect you, what he thought was protecting you.
It was hurting us.
Hurt you in the long run,
Yeah.
but maybe it did protect you back
In the
then,
short term,
right?
I agree. I think based off of the tensions and all of the stuff, even violence that he experienced,
Right.
he was like, no. I mean, for everything that we felt like he wasn't doing,
Right.
when I reflect, I'm like, dang, he was protecting us.
Right.
And I give him credit for that. But I also resent it because
Right.
I feel like it's so important to understand where you're from. And it took a 23andMe DNA test and all these other tests and speaking to people to understand who I am. And I'm still on this exploration phase. And it's fun, but it's also stressful. And even when I'm here, I'm like, I keep telling people I'm a fake Haitian. I know I should stop saying that.
Right.
But I also feel othered a little bit because I don't have that foundation
Right.
of knowing the language, knowing the history.
Right.
And so to me, it's an opportunity, and I'm an analyst, and I'm very analytical, and I feel like everything is data. So to me, it's like, if I want to accomplish it, I will.
Right.
And that's why I'm invested in it. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's extremely important. We're not going to talk about the work that you do, but I think that the simple fact that you even devote any part of your time to doing anything that works to change the narrative or maybe help you actually gain a little bit more information about what's going on, then it really shows that you have a vested interest in this. You actually genuinely care.
I do.
So you're in the Bay Area.
I am.
Where I'm part of a Facebook group for Bay Area Haitians.
Really?
I live in the
Okay.
Bay Area, but I just wanted to make sure that we can.
I love
connect
that.
with, I think
Because
it's
you know
important for all of us to connect.
what I'm driving is trying to connect the Haitian community with the Haitian diaspora. So we should talk.
Right.
But yeah, I love that.
So talk to me about the Haitian community over there.
Yes. So it's actually pretty big. I was surprised. We ended up doing a couple of events to try to, just put our name out there, figure out, are there things that folks who have already experienced Haiti want to bring back, like just informing them an agenda and a prioritization list. And it's cool. It's really cool to see hundreds of people come together around a common goal to figure out how we can come back and help a community that we know is so amazing. And so I feel like there's still more upside and headroom for me to really plug into that community. I talked to Christelle and a couple of people who are here. I'm like, y'all gonna be my teachers and tutors. And we're gonna speak Creole. Like literally don't have a meeting with me unless we have part of it, like where we're learning. And I think that commitment around that superordinate goal to really advance ourselves and share best practices and ideas to then bring back here in a way that can help other people is powerful. And I think the reception it's been early. Yeah. We've only been doing this a couple months, but I think the reception has been positive, and I'm excited. I feel like there's so many opportunities. Yeah.
So this is the second time you've been to Haiti.
This is the second.
So that means you've only come for Haiti Tech Summit.
That's it.
And you've only stayed on the resort and then maybe go back to the hotel.
So the first year, yes. Okay. The second year, we ended up having a little bit of a tour.
Okay, great.
We went to Banj. We actually did an Android Things workshop where we had developers really understand kind of our platform and work with hardware to work with software and hardware and see how that works together. We went to CERTAB. We went to SC University, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So we got really, and this was our feedback from last year. My number one piece of feedback is I feel like we're just kind of helicoptering in without context, without history, without talking to people who are on the ground. And they did a fantastic job to give us more exposure. So this year was way different than last year in that it was a lot more balanced. Okay, that's and great. I feel like now, and it was all in Port-au-Prince where we got that exposure, but we didn't get that last year. So I feel a lot more positive about understanding what the experiences are here. Of course, I'm not going to pretend like I know everything, but it's way more than we did last year. Yeah. So it was a little bit of a different experience this year. Yeah.
Okay, so that means that you have not yet been to like La Citadelle.
Nothing else.
Been to Cap Haitian.
Nothing
really
else.
Seen, okay.
Zero.
So I'll speak for myself as a Haitian-American and going back to Palais Sans-Souci and La Citadelle and seeing those sites and seeing the legacy and what was left behind for us. That was truly an overwhelming experience.
Yeah.
When do you think you'll be able to make
So it's actually funny because when we went to SC University, they were showcasing a lot of the amazing work that they're working on. And one of the students showcased VR, virtual reality, an experience that he coded up to showcase the Citadel, right? And to me, that was so powerful and exactly what we want to bring into a lot of the existing network of things that we're trying to accomplish. I feel like every year when I come back, I want to check off something else. And I think even thinking about, this is a 13-year commitment for the Haiti Tech Summit, thinking about year 13 and planning out, making sure I have this immersive experience to me is powerful. I don't even plan breakfast the next morning. So for me, this is like a commitment.
Right.
And I've at Google, we were able to kind of balance our core work and work on passion projects. And this is my passion project. Yeah. And I feel like to me, to be able to get that opportunity from my employer to work on something that I feel like will be meaningful and impactful. Gosh, I can't even describe the feeling. Yeah. So every year, my goal is to, even if I can't do it with the group of people who are coming, try to figure out, and I'm making more connection, meeting you, meeting everyone, like, okay, private tour, you got me?
Right.
So to me, I can actually accomplish that now. Before, I can't tell you, I don't have any connections here. Right. My mom thinks we have some family still here, but again, my dad.
And it's very much possible. And
I'm
it's
sure.
About trying to figure out. So,
yes.
On that 23andMe feature, I know that you can actually see.
Yes. I'm going to do that as well. Yeah, for sure.
Because you never know.
You never know. You never know.
And I'm actually going to use my 23andMe results to kind of see if I can expand from that and maybe get DNA from something else.
Yeah.
Narrow.
Build your family tree. Yeah.
I think that's extremely powerful. Important. Knowing your history and where you really come from is extremely important. I think it informs a lot.
Yeah. Just to give one even data point there, my mom, my entire life, she's like, okay, so you're Haitian, and I know you say Bahamian, but you're like not really Bahamian in your DNA. But we also are Native American, some other stuff.
Right.
I was like, Mama, I'm black. We're black. I don't think we're Native American in any way, shape, or form. Like, she's like, no, your grandma's going. Okay, so we did a test.
Her grandma had the good hair or something.
Listen.
Right.
Listen.
That's my
girl, stop. That's a whole other podcast. So she was like, yeah, and we did the test. I am 96% West Sub-Saharan African. 96. Most African Americans are in the 70 to 80% range. So to me, it was like
65. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's low. You're below average. The average is okay. Okay. Dipping in all kind of ponds.
That's another podcast.
But my point is, like, that to me was so, like, that stat was like, oh, wow, I need to dig deeper. Yeah. And so, yeah, to your point of, like, really understanding where you're coming from, that was kind of a change for me in that it really made me curious and more curious. And I'm 31 years old. Y'all might want to edit that out. But I feel like thank you, little Teneroni. I feel like there's still opportunity for me to learn, and I'm committed to doing that. And the cool part, my husband is actually on the journey with me, and he's so curious. So yeah, it's like a really fun. It's not daunting at all. I mean, there's challenges, but it's a really good opportunity to continue to learn about what my history is. And
has he come to Haiti?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
He just started Google recently, and I'm like, you need to get involved in the Haiti Tech Summit. Here's my pillar. I need you to do this. So yeah. he'll get involved soon enough, but he just started. So it's like, balancing that. I think next year he'll definitely go.
So being in Miami, we have all these Haitian restaurants. Had you even been to one?
So this is gonna trip you out. My dad's cousin is Kenny, and he founded Chef Creole.
Kim is your uncle, or like what?
Sorry, I don't know if that's my family.
Kim.
That's my people's. Yes,
I love Kim. Those conch fritters are
hella bomb. So every time we get off the plane, we go to Chef Creole. So yeah, I know. Isn't it funny?
But Kim claims. So wait, I'm gonna do a podcast. With
Please,
Kim
can we talk?
Because
we're fams.
Wilkinson told me.
Wilkinson, what? I guess we should say last name.
I mean,
yeah. I'm like,
right.
Yeah.
He claims he claims Haitian Bahamian. Like that's
they all do.
Right.
My whole family.
I mean, I guess it is common because like when you are raised somewhere, you really do
claim that, and I get it.
But it's just like, like, can we just drop that?
Yes, and that's what I'm so glad you have that concept, because that's what I've been struggling with.
Right.
It literally has been not really acknowledging the full part of the Haitian and really only getting that Bahamas exposure. Yeah. So there you go, full circle, yeah.
Yeah, but it does make a lot of sense. Because it's the same thing that would happen maybe for kids who are being raised in Chile right now, right? Yeah. So you're born to Haitian parents. They're now living in Chile. You're gonna identify with that culture, like an Afro-Chilean, maybe. Yeah. And as a that's
and it's crazy. I used to go to Nassau because most of my family is still there. I used to go every single year, for years, especially when I got money. And never went to Haiti until my current job, which is so telling. So telling. Again, most of that was because of the narrative and my mom just being concerned about safety and all these other things. And it's like, dude, like I've missed out so much. And so to me, it's just another opportunity to continue to thrive and grow in that element and understand it. Right. Yeah.
So you hadn't been exposed really to Haitian music?
No.
Nothing at all.
Literally this anytime anyone spoke Creole, I had my own little personal translator. It's like, what do you say? Mr. President, I was like, what's that? Yeah. Everybody clapping. Nothing. And music wise, again, we just, for what I'm trying to drive at Google, we're trying to figure out how to help shift the narrative by plugging into some of the platforms that we have. Right. And we curated a list. It was very small and like internal, but most of the music I was listening to, like, oh, okay.
You're like, I can vibe, yeah.
And I'm a former dancer, so I like to party. I'll see you tonight. And so to me, it's in my DNA. Yes. And that's when my mom asked me, like, it's so funny your dad has no affiliation with the country he's from and his parents are from. And now yet you are so immersed and you drink more than he's done in decades. I mean, Christine, I'm not coming for you, Christine, but maybe. Wait till I learn Creole. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
I'm joking, partially.
Okay. What schools did you go to in Miami?
I went to, for elementary school, I went to Miami Park Elementary School. All black school, basically. Okay. Then I had a bit of a culture shock when I went to middle school. Was pretty much the only black kid in the school, in the gifted program. I know. Struggle's real. That's another podcast as well. Yeah, it is. Oh my God, that's a good podcast idea.
Some good podcast
that is a really, that struggle was so real. Yeah. Like I used to fake being sick not to go to school. Yeah. It was terrible. I went to Highland Oaks Elementary School. Okay. And stayed in that area. Went to
Highland Oaks is by Aventura?
Ives Dairy. Yeah, Aventura, yeah. That area. Mm-hmm. Then I went to Dr. Margaret Kropp Senior High School. Oh. Yeah, that's where I graduated from. Yeah.
But Kropp, where's that?
Ives Dairy as well. County Line Road.
Oh.
Yep. Not too far from, I don't know, because it's literally right down the street. Yeah.
So how did you get to Google? So then what colleges did you go to?
Well, let me say this, because I think this is super important. My mom, I'm already out of school, so I can say this. She figured out a way to, she's a hustler. I mean, we have to be. We grew up in Opalaka, and gotta be. Right. We were exposed to a lot of terrible things. Like I saw somebody shot in the road and had chalk outlined in front of my street. So my mom was like, "Oh no, you're not going to no local schools. Right. You and your sisters are smart, and we want to make sure you have opportunities." So she figured out a way to fake our address. It was on my dad's side of the family. Like an uncle, cousins, auntie, somebody. So we got that exposure because of a hustle situation. Right. And I went to that school, became the president of the school, top 10 of the university. Like at the end of the day, it was like there's no one's gonna push back on. I don't even want to toot my own horn like this, but no one's gonna push back on the greatness and the passion and the drive. Yeah. And I was able to prove myself. So there was no question on me belonging there because I was literally running things. Right. So to me, it was again, my mom
Black girl
put it. Hey, what's up? It was my mom with that foresight to say, "Oh no, my children will be exposed to something more and better," because it just wasn't the right thing in my community. And then I went to Duke University. Woo! Yeah, I went to Duke right after school, graduated. Went straight to Wall Street. I did investment banking for a couple years, and then worked at a smaller company doing data analytics, and now I'm at Google. Yeah. So it's been a really interesting journey, but I think a lot of it started with all of it really with my mom having that foresight and understanding that a lot of things are situational. We've been talking about inequities a lot throughout the summit. And I feel like she saw that, but didn't let it deter her. Right. It was kind of like how do we go around and navigate the systems, the institutionalized discrimination and things that we have to go through. And honestly, if it wasn't for her, I don't even know if I'll be here right now talking to you today. Right. So every day we were besties. Hey, shout out to mama.
That's
Cecilia. Yeah. Love her. Love that girl.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
Just to wrap all
this
up.
Let's do it.
What is your vision for Haiti? That's the first question.
Whoa.
And I want to know your vision
that's a big question.
The Haitian-Diaspora's relationship
to
Haiti.
So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't feel qualified to talk about the vision for Haiti.
Yeah, and that makes
to
sense.
me, I am in information gathering, understanding. I'm in this quest to understand where I'm from. Right. Who am I to say, oh, Haiti needs to be like this in 5? What? No, that's not authentic. And I always try. I can't say always. I try my best to be genuine and authentic. And I do not feel comfortable even talking about vision. What I will say is there's 2 million people of the Haitian diaspora, and we are all around the world, right? And that's what, 14% of the Haitian population. So to me, being able to connect to people, being able to share best practices, tell my story. So thank you for this opportunity, and try to share the things that I've learned through this really tough journey. Yeah. That is what I can hopefully envision like for the future is sharing and really helping everyone who has their individual goals meet those goals. But I can't say, to me, I mean we had the 2 days and everyone's talking about lofty goals. I'm more of we need to execute. Yes. What does that plan and strategy look like? And there are gosh, you gotta trust me. Yeah. I am like the number one planner. So to me, it's like it's bigger. This is bigger than me. And I feel like the attention, the passion that's coming to the summit, and what people are hoping to take away from it, that will propel the economy and everything that we want to move for this amazing country. And I don't want to be inauthentic and say, oh yeah, in 5-10 years, it's gonna be a smart city. No, I don't feel comfortable with that. And your second question was?
I mean, your vision for the Haitian diaspora's relationship.
That I can speak to, because I am running something. Again, it's all very in information gathering and testing phase. But we are doing something called Shifting the Narrative, one of the pillars that I run as a part of Google Haiti, again, trying to figure out what we want to do. And for me, a big part of that is making connections between folks here and folks abroad. Right. whether that's through live streams, whether that's through Haitian diaspora-led workshops to share best practices. To me, we've been testing out a few different models to figure out what we can scale, but we want to, and this trip has been very informative in helping us figure out what will work. We want to hear from people here on what will work and what won't work. Yeah. And that's why this trip, again, the week that we spent here has been so instrumental in really identifying, oh, you have these products, but this is how it works here. And we have actual limitations that we need to navigate and not be in this la-la land of my company is going to solve everything because we're amazing. Like,
and it's that whole savior mentality.
Yeah. And I'm not in a place to feel like I'm coming in to say, no. And that's why I appreciate about what we're involved in now, because none of us, not one person, if you talk to any of the people who are here, would say, oh, yeah, we have a goal to save Haiti.
Right.
Sorry.
And here's our plan without even,
What? Yeah. Absolutely not. So that's not the approach that we're trying to take. Yeah. Oh, so I'm excited to be here, and thank you for the opportunity to share my story.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for finally coming.
Oh, I know. It's been real. It's been a lot of challenges.
So definitely when we hit Silicon Valley, we'll just continue with the other podcast.
Yes. I mean, I'm going to give my address. You got everything else. But please keep me in the loop. I love stuff like this. This is like the way to really be authentic with each other. And as much as there are challenges, there are opportunities to really create this genuine dialogue. So I appreciate the work that you guys are doing.
I appreciate the work you're doing. And I appreciate your interest in wanting to reconnect with something that was pretty much outside of your control for all these 20 plus years, you know? So I'm really happy to see somebody who was never connected now coming into it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I know a couple words.
You know that too.
I know a couple. I'm learning. Thank you. This is so much fun. Thanks you.
So much.
All right. See you later.